और अब चलते हैं इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट, जहाँ पर इंडिया और अमेरिका दोनों के बीच में व्यापार को बढ़ाने की दृष्टि से भारत से आए हुए एक दल की उपस्थिति थी इंडियन अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स द्वारा आयोजित कार्यक्रम में, जिसमें इंटरनेशनल अचीवर्स अवार्ड से सम्मानित होने वालों में हमारे चेयरमैन पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारीक भी थे। इस अवसर पर जहां इंडियन अमेरिकन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स के अध्यक्ष कपिल का संबोधन हुआ, उनके आयोजन के लिए उनकी सराहना करने के साथ साथ भारत और अमेरिका के संबंधों के बारे में बातचीत करते हुए वहाँ पर उपस्थित थे इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट न्यूयॉर्क में रणदीप जायसवाल जी और फॉर्मर एम्बेसडर जो भारत में अमेरिका के रहे हैं फ्रैंक विजनर, और साथ ही केनेथ जेस्टर भी उपस्थित थे। इस अवसर पर हुई कुछ हमारी मुलाकातों के अंश के साथ प्रस्तुत है इस कार्यक्रम पर हमारी ये दूसरी रिपोर्ट।
delightful that we are back in this fashion. In our last 2 years, we've been removed away from all our business stakeholders. All that we got was virtual, digital interaction, but we are so delighted that all the way from Calcutta, or Kolkata, we have Indo-American Chamber of Commerce representatives here to boost, to propel India-US business ties. Thank you, Ambassador Wisner, for your very kind and warm words. And thank you, Mr. Kapil Kaul, or one of the speakers, for reminding that Indo-American Chamber of Commerce was started in 1968 when Ambassador Chester Bowles was there at the helm of affairs in India. At a time when we are celebrating not just India's 75 years of independence, but also 75 years of India-US diplomatic ties, it helps a little to deep into history and bring all those people, their commitment, their hard work, to the present day work that we all are doing. So thank you very much for that. Underlying all the activities that we do today, economic, science, technology, collaboration, everything else, the shared understanding that we have of each other's culture, each other's ethos is so very important as we drive this very important partnership. I am very optimistic about Indo-US friendship, partnership, collaboration, connect, flying high in the years to come. The consulate stands ready to support all of you. Please, you can check on that when it comes to business, when it comes to economics. We put the best foot forward. Thank you very much.
In past decades, we always recognized in this country the profound commitment of India to the rule of law, to diversity, to the freedom of press, to the values of the democratic order that all of us cherish and are part of. That order is under pressure today. We make no gains if we don't recognize, we make no recognition of reality if we don't speak to it. In this country, we're about to have an election, and it's an election of huge importance, even though it's a midterm, shaping towards another great contest in 2024. The American polity, to put it simply, is badly divided, and it's not going to come together easily. And the frictions that result in such ghastly events as a personal attack on the husband of our Speaker of the House of Representatives is just barely indicative of the depth of anger that is coursing through the poison in the society. But so too, I suggest, India needs to be very careful of the order of its own society, the way Indians live with each other, respect each other's cultures, traditions, histories, religious points of view. This matters not only for India's good order, but for the reputation India has on the world stage, and particularly for this relationship. And so, whether it's this country or abroad, or the fate of democracy broadly, we all have a job to do. And so, I'd like to stand back for a moment and tell you that we can take nothing for granted. Our relationship is important at this, must be worked on, tended, treated carefully, indeed gardened very wisely. But I speak to you with utter confidence today in saying that in the Indian-American relationship, I've believed over the decades that the best years lie ahead.
I'm Ashok. We are here at Indian Consulate, Indo-American Chamber of Commerce organized an event which was meaningful in terms of Indo-US trade relationships especially. And I have the distinct pleasure and honor of the presence of Ambassador Kenneth, as well as Chairman of IT Golden Parikh World Media, Dr. Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. So I'll begin with you. Sir, you were in India recently. Being in India under President Trump here and Prime Minister Modi there, there was a lot of talks about their close understanding and friendship and how that was reflected in the way both countries were coming together.
Well, we accomplished an enormous amount during the last 4 years, the time that I was ambassador there, across every issue that we engage in, whether it was defense and security, trade and investment, energy, the environment, non-proliferation, agriculture, education, space, science and technology. We've really developed a very broad and diverse relationship, and the change that has occurred in the last 20 years in U.S.-Indian relations is truly extraordinary, and it's a privilege to have been a part of that.
And you're being recognized by Indo-American Chamber of Commerce.
Well, I think it's a real privilege and pleasure to be with Ambassador Kenneth Jester. He was a great ambassador during the Trump administration. He has even brought President Trump to our Indian-American events in Houston. And it was a great event, and it showed the really exhibition of U.S.-India relation. And I particularly very much interested in, very passionate about this U.S.-India relation, because I was the one in '93 convinced Congressman Gary Ackerman and Frank Pallone to start the India Caucus. And now look at the India Caucus, the second largest caucus in Congress, which is pro-India. And that helps us long way. And so we came long way, and hopefully we'll go even higher. Hi, I'm Dr. Sudhir Parikh, Chairman of the Parikh Worldwide Media and ITV Gold. I would like to welcome immediate past President Mr. Kapil Kaur to the USA and to our home and consulate. And he is a person who is really mover and shaker of the whole initiative of the B2B today's meeting. So let me request him to say a few things about organization, himself, and his vision.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everybody. This is the first of a series of visits that we're going to make in furthering our bilateral relations with India and America through the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and the Indian Achievers Forum. We are fortunate that we have with us many past ambassadors and consul generals present out here today who have brought us to the stage of proximity between India and America. And going forward, we'll be conducting many such events which will bring India and America, the two democracies and freedom-loving nations, to become closer as ever, to become the twin engines of economic and social growth in the world. And we would make India as a market as well as America as a market to co-invest in each other's countries, in each other's businesses, and make that leap of faith so that the two countries can become even closer going forward and become stabilizers in various matters, as well as upholding the values of true democracy and freedom. Thank you.
I'm standing with Jonathan Ward and the event organized by Indo-American Chamber of Commerce. Friends introduced him as the greatest friend of India. What qualifies you for that title or that address?
Well, thank you very much, and I'm quite flattered to have that title, honorary. I had the privilege to represent the United States of America as a commercial diplomat in India for 4 years. I started my service in Delhi for about a year in 2014, and then in 2015 I shifted to Calcutta and spent over 3 years in Calcutta, and I got to meet Mr. Kapil Kaur from the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and worked very, very closely with the IACC for my whole time in India. And also, even before I went there, I had the chance to work on South Asia issues at the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative in Washington, D.C. But the work was very rewarding, helping U.S. companies to export into India and helping Indians to invest in the United States. That was what I did during the day. But in the evenings and on the weekends, I got to experience India and its culture and its cuisine. And I have just so many wonderful memories from all across India, and so many good friends, and I'm very excited that several of them are here in New York today. So it's quite a pleasure to see some old friends that I haven't seen in too long.
I'm glad to be standing with an entrepreneur who has come all the way from India to be a part of this Indian Chamber of Commerce. And the gentleman Varun Khera has a very interesting business, and The franchise of Indian cuisine, Indian style, is named aptly as Desi Vibes. Varunji, how Desi Vibes came into being? How long have you been in this?
Sir, I started my restaurant journey in the year 2005 when I was hardly 24 years old with my partner Manas Wadhwa. And we wanted to come up with a brand which basically serves Indian food in an Indian experience. Normally, you will see restaurants which are made very fancy, but they lack the essence of the experience. So we specialize. It's a village-themed restaurant which we do. The walls you'll see of the restaurant will be made of actually mud walls. The restaurant food has a lot of ethnic touch from the states of Rajasthan, Haryana, Punjab, and the North Indian belt. Particularly, Mughlai cuisine is also flashing very nicely in our restaurant. We are one of the most awarded restaurant of Delhi NCR for the North Indian food which we serve.
So, Varunji, when we are talking about Desi food in New York, it makes a different sense because you get a flavor of India. But being in the heart of India, in the capital, Delhi, do you find a lot of people looking at your delicacies with a sense of awe or a kind of surprise, or people are familiar with Indian food all around?
In India, Indian food sells the most, let's be honest. However, in the same time, we have been able to carve a very, very great niche amongst the customers. Reason why that the kind of flavors which we are able to offer, the delicacies and the unique dishes which we are trying to offer to the customers are very, very well adapted and adopted by the customers in a very good way.
Thank you, Dr. Parikh, and good morning to all of you. So my name is Harish Chandra, and I am representing Indian Achievers Forum as a president. And this forum is a 23-year-old organization founded by Shri Sunil Shastriji, the son of our late Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastriji. So we have working for the startups and small and medium enterprises for the last 2 decades. And we are taking them to the global. We are doing their handholdings, and whoever the member of us, we have approximately 7,005 active members across the India. And we are helping them to get their businesses across the globe. And apart from their handholding, we are connecting them with the potential investors, potential technology providers, and potential exporters and importers. So you can say that for the last 2 decades, we have done almost 200 events globally. And we are well recognized in India as well as the globe. And we are very closely working with few ministries as well, where we do the handholdings for our members there. This is our second event in USA. Last event was in 2016, but because of the COVID, in the last 2 years, we didn't had any event here. So this is our second event, and we get very good support from the people, from US, from India. And I would like to thank our Consul General for providing this space for doing this business meeting. So thank you, everyone.
At Indian Consulate, I have the pleasure of meeting one young entrepreneur who hails from India but now based in UK. Being here at the consulate, being recognized by this esteemed organization, what are your thoughts and feelings?
See, it is really a great feeling to be here among the distinguished personality, and meeting you as well from my own hometown. It gives a great feeling. But yes, being an entrepreneur, it is a really inspiring journey. It's just that you have to just keep motivating yourself, do something good for the country, good for your own people, and drive yourself.
And the kind of business that you are in, is it something of significance to be based in UK? Why not from India?
See, the business that I am in, it is of significance to each and every individual on the earth, because I'm into commodities, which are always used staple things. Everybody, use them every single day. So be in UK or be in India, but you always buy and sell from all the part of the world. So you are always connected.
I've been coming to the consulate for 2 decades now. That gives away my age, but anyway. But it's a second home for us. We've been, presenting, performing, working with them for many years now. Thank you to Consul General Ranjit Jaiswal for supporting Ramavan. So we are actually presenting Ramavan this week. We just had our preview performance yesterday. My name is Rinki Roy again. I'm the founder and artistic director of Surati for Performance.
Ayodhya, all glory be to Ayodhya. We love our king, we love this kingdom, we love living in Ayodhya. are gathered in the marketplace. For traders, dealers, buyers, sellers, it's the ideal business place. Oh, Ayodhya, Ayodhya, kingdom of glory, peace and grace.
This marketplace is bustling, noisy, steamy, justling, hustling.
And yet there's life and cheer and color in the wind, green leaves are rustling. Ayodhya.